We are back with Dr. David Zich of Northwestern Medicine. Dr. Zich, I want to switch gears now. Let's talk about Lollapalooza. It begins tomorrow. The requirement to get in is proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test 72 hours before you walk through the gates. Originally, I think it was going to be 48 hours, but they said that the turnaround time might not be fast enough because of the results sometimes coming in much longer than that. So some people, though, are worried that this is going to be a super spreader event. Let's be honest here. Are you concerned about this at all?
Oh, I'm certainly concerned. And if this were a little gathering, I think everybody would like to see it postponed or canceled. But instead, there's a lot of livelihoods that are going on here, a lot of people that were depending on this. I'm concerned it could be a super spreader event, but it's certainly not a foregone conclusion. They are trying to take steps that will help prevent the spread. Obviously, there's a lot of ways around that. And this is a younger crowd that tends to be more resilient when if they were to get the virus. If you recall, back in 2020, during Memorial Day weekend, and we had a bunch of protests, we thought for sure there'd be an explosion of virus activity at that time, and there wasn't. It is outdoors, which is going to help some. So yes, it's a concern, but it may not be, like I said, a foregone conclusion.
Okay, should it have been canceled, or at least the rules for entry tightened to only allow vaccinated individuals? Because there is a doctor who has worked with the state and has been at many press conferences who says that it should only be allowing vaccinated individuals in.
Well, again, we're talking about ideal situations versus practical situations. There's so many ways young kids have around making up false IDs and things like this that can get them through the door. There's hundreds of thousands of people they're going to be trying to prove either have vaccination status or have a negative COVID test. I think saying, well, let's make them all vaccinated, I don't know that that would make a significant dent. Canceling the event, yes, that would. But splitting hairs, I don't know would make that much of a difference.
Okay, we have an interview coming up a little later in the hour with a group that's tracking the COVID spread right now. And they are doing these different scenarios where they're looking at the numbers, the projections. And I know you and I have talked about projections before, but they are saying that October could be bad, that it could be peak. Obviously, the key is getting people vaccinated. Are you also concerned about a fall surge?
We know that viruses tend to surge in the fall and winter. So left unchecked, that's certainly a possibility. But as you mentioned, we have the ability as a community to prevent that. So we have to see how many more people get vaccinated by then. And I think it's actually on the smaller side that we're going to see an explosion in the fall.
Okay, many cities and states now requiring vaccinations. The president is talking about mandating it possibly for federal workers. Do you think this is something that's going to backfire, or do you think it's necessary?
I'd like to remind everybody that the world is still new at this. We do not have a handbook that says what's right or wrong in dealing with a pandemic, with an aggressive variant that is surging, and a significant population that still thinks there's a global conspiracy going on. What do you do with that? What we have is municipalities that are trying to address this issue in the individual level. People are trying to save lives around them, and as long as these decisions are made on scientific evidence, I think it's important that we try these different approaches. Then we can see how they work. And hopefully we can learn from each other, different states that are doing different things, and maybe either adopt them or at least better be prepared in the future if something like this occurs again.
Dr. David Zich, always appreciate your input. Thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Bye-bye.